Welcome back. Thank you for staying with NewsHour. Let's continue informing you. Now, the strained relationship between the executive and the judiciary is likely to affect the credibility of the 2027 general election. This is according to the International Commission of Jurists, Kenya Human Rights Commission, and the Electoral Law and Governance Institute for Africa. Speaking in Nairobi, the civil society organizations condemned the recent attacks on judicial officers and urged aggrieved parties to follow the law when communicating their dissatisfaction. Winfrey Owino reports.
6 civil society groups have strongly condemned attacks on the judiciary by political leaders and senior lawyers, especially on social media and other public platforms.
The judiciary's role in democracy is particularly important in safeguarding the constitution by practicing impartiality, approaching cases in an unbiased manner, displaying no prejudice, and remaining politically independent.
The organizations have urged aggrieved parties to follow the law and file complaints against judicial officers. This, they argue, is the best way to protect government institutions and uphold public trust.
However, we must equally guard against the politicization of accountability processes. When judicial accountability becomes weaponized for political aims, it threatens the very foundation of judicial independence. The line between legitimate scrutiny and politically motivated attacks can be thin, requiring vigilance from all stakeholders.
In this statement, the organizations warned that the strained relationship between the executive and the judiciary is likely to affect the dispute resolution process after the 2027 general election.
Tensions that emerged during the 2017 election nullification have persisted to date. Since then, the judiciary has made several bold decisions, including nullifying elections, nullifying government appointments, suspending illegal policies, and halting various government initiatives. These decisions have led to public attacks and vilification of the judiciary for issuing orders that are perceived to be against the state.
Bench is necessary for timely, impartial, and authoritative resolution of presidential electoral disputes. Without a full quorum, the judiciary's capacity to provide effective oversight during the electoral cycle could be compromised and potentially destabilizing the electoral process.
When the courts upheld his win in September 2022, President William Ruto vowed to protect the judiciary's independence.
And we are vindicated by the choice of the people of Kenya.
But when the courts ruled against the implementations of some of his key projects, he appeared to change his tone.
What we will not allow is judicial tyranny and judicial impunity.
The attacks on the judiciary began in February 2024 when senior lawyer Ahmed Nasir Abdullahi made controversial statements against the Supreme Court. The attacks persisted when a section of advocates led by former Law Society of Kenya President Nelson Havi accused the courts of corruption and filed a petition to remove all Supreme Court judges.
There's a reason why both independent institutions are there. The Ombudsman office is important, but the JSC's office is also important, and both have a very separate constitutional mandate.
The CSOs are now urging the state to protect judiciary's independence, arguing that it serves as the last bastion of defense for the rule of law, even as they call on judges and magistrates to uphold transparency. It all began with a single post on X that saw the conflict unfold in dramatic stages that has now ended in a courtroom battle. This has cast a lot of doubt on the judiciary's integrity and leaving the Chief Justice with only one mandate: to restore the public trust in the courts.